nursery. Okay. So what do we do? When do we do it?
Good question.
All right. Thank you, gentlemen, ladies. Terry said he would let me kind of take a little lead on this and then fill in the stuff that I missed when I talked to it. So April's crazy time for bonsai artists. I don't care who you are, any plant-loving people, any weed-hating people. As you know from the weeds that are probably near your yard like mine, everything's growing now. So our little rest period of the winter is now over. Hopefully you use the winter like we talked about wisely to get your pots, your soil, all your tools and everything together, because when it hits like a storm. So I think I have a few trees around my house, and if you kind of figure on the average, a tree needs to be replanted average once every couple of years, some every year, some longer. I mean, you got 400 trees, you're looking at about 100 plus trees that have to be repotted, in about a 6-week, 8-week period here. So I've been kind of busy, setting up a little assembly line, do 3, 4, 5 trees a day. Now is the time to be getting on that. We should be wrapping up, like Ron said, our conifers. The period of dormancy is over. They're all shooting out. If you're going to repot, you probably should have had that finishing up or done by now. Japanese maples, for example, once the buds start swelling, that's the sweet spot time to do your repotting and a lot of work, because the energy's ready to go and you can do just about any of the tree. It's going to kind of bounce back. So that window is kind of already starting to close out. Most of that stuff is already leafed out. Right. So now we're just in prime time, tropicals. You should be on them. The only tropicals I would hold off on that come to my mind immediately is a buttonwood, for example. Buttonwoods, if you go by our green sheets, and most folks that work with them, I tell you, the lows at night need to be in the 70s. That's how warm it needs to be. So we're talking June.
Yeah, the quick look has that column in there, repot at a certain temperature. There's just a few trees that are like that.
Yeah.
But that quick look tells you that I have to go through every green sheet.
Your deep tropicals, not your semis, but your deep tropicals, you're going to put those to the last of your list as you're prioritizing what you're gonna work on, what you're not. So again, busy time. I'll run through a few things. They are in one of the best, most useful, I guess, things that I've gotten from that flash drive. There's a lot of good stuff in there, but is the Bonsai Society's Central Florida Bonsai Club put together a bi-month through the year thing, what we should be doing here in Central Florida. And then if you've got junipers, I commend to you again this book, Bonsai Today Masters series of junipers. They've got one for pines as well. You can get it on Stone Lantern. You can get them through a Bonsai Jack. I think they've got them over at Artisans right now, and they come and go. But it's a great book. What I like about this juniper one is it's got a chart in here that has juniper training charts for cold climates. Well, that's not us. Temperate climates, not so much. Tropical climates. Because you get on YouTube and other things, and they're always talking about what they're doing in Portland, Oregon, and what they're doing in Australia and this and other places. Well, what about, Florida, Southern Texas, Southern California? Big difference. Don't do what they do all the time or you'll be in trouble. So this has got a nice chart. So you come to the April, May, it says, okay, we can arrange the profile of our junipers. Basically, they're saying you can trim them. You can trim them hard. We can wire them. This is a time we can do a lot of wiring. We're just about at the window where we can start cuttings. Maybe another few more weeks and you can really have a better success with your cuttings and your air layers and that type of stuff. This is an open window now for transplanting, they're saying, so here in the tropical climates, because they only know it's going to get hotter and hotter as the summer goes on. So this is your last chance to get that done. And we should be fertilizing and watching the insecticide. So same for those as it is with other plants. The watering, watering right now is getting tricky again. It's almost always tricky, let's face it. Watering is the toughest thing to this hobby, hands down. All this wiring and trimming and stuff, that's the easy part. Watering is tough, so the days are getting hotter, the winds are picking up, the trees are growing or they're not growing. The shadow that was over there is now over here in your garden. So you got to be on it. You got to be on your game when it comes to watering. Don't let them dry out on you. Stay on top of it. Watch out for watering at nighttime. As always, causes the fungus and stuff. You better to water in the morning. Let it do its thing during the day. Feeding. Great time now. You should be hitting them. If you want your plants to grow and you want them to, you need to be hitting them with fertilizer. If you got acidic loving plants, every other one should have some type of acidic based sort of fertilizers. If you got a blooming plants and you want them to really hit their blooms hard, you could be filtering in your super bloom type high middle number fertilizers to get the blooms really going. Plants are growing quickly, so if you've wired something like this that you want to stay not, this is a pinwheel jasmine, by the way, it's got a smooth bark. This tree is going to grow fast this time of year, as do the Japanese maples also. Watch your wire carefully. I can't tell you how many times I watch them, walk through the garden. No, it's all good, and then come back 2 days later, and whoop, and it's scarred up the trunk. So watch your wiring. Pests. The bugs are coming back. They're not too bad yet. They're getting there, and they're only going to get worse as the summer goes on. So healthy plants are the best thing as a defense against the pests. That's a given. But you can also do preventative stuff. If you haven't used the granular, I highly commend it to you. A systemic. Bonide has one. There's several others out there. It's a granular. You sprinkle on the soil. Got some right here as an example. Put them on all your plants. Let it get down into the root system. It's almost like getting your flu shot for us. It won't stop everything, but if you get some aphids, you'll get onesie twosies instead of a whole infestation as a general rule. So it's one piece of the puzzle, but I highly commend a systemic that gets into the roots, gets into the vascular system of the tree, so when the bad bug bites into there, they get a dose of poison and they go away. Be careful of your friendly bugs, spraying and stuff. You kill off good bees and good insects too, so be real careful with that. It goes without saying. That hasn't changed. Trimming. I always carry my scissors on me whenever I walk out of the house, and if I know I'm going to spin the garden, I get the bigger scissors and have them on both sides so I can do both. But it's walking through the garden, and it's snip, snip, snip everywhere you go because they're growing fast. You got to stay on top of it. Get behind, and you get way behind. Yeah, make sure you're rotating your plants. Don't forget now, especially with the sun being even getting more and more intense, the plants are going to grow towards them. So unless you want a lopsided plant, watch that. Yeah, and we talked about repotting and all that type of stuff. So I think we're good. That's your April, your May. Then things change a little bit in the June, July, August time frame. But so for the next couple of months, you're going to be busy doing your repots, getting your trees set with their shape for the year, and watching them grow and fertilizing them.
And any of his bougainvilleas down there in his garden, if you've been there, his big bougainvilleas, he cuts every branch really short. Okay. Bougainvilleas don't flower off the tip of a branch. They'll flower at a node somewhere. Okay, so what I'm doing with my bougainvilleas, I'm just walking around as they pop out, because they pop shoots and growth out all the time. I'm just cutting them back to 2 or 3 leaves. The last leaf that's growing in the direction I want it, and guess what? They're popping buds for flowers all around those. So I'm keeping the branches short, and I'm going to have a mass of foliage with a mass of flowers. That's what my goal is today, or this year with my bougainvilleas. Something I'm doing a little bit different. I used to just kind of let them grow out and then cut them back, or let them grow out and cut them back. Try something different. I know Malcolm just makes the clippers and shears them.
I've got too many of them, so I just let them grow out and then cut them back.
Yeah.
And you get them, the flowers do come on the end if you just let them grow.
Yeah.
So you get a candelabra effect.
I think I told you guys before, if I had, someone said, okay, Dave, you can only have one variety of tree, you're in Central Florida, and only had one to work with, I'd pick the bougainvillea hands down. It gives you beauty all year round, it's always blooming and doing stuff. They're pretty hardy, they're hard to beat them up too bad where they actually die on you. But they're pretty tough trees, and I think it makes our friends up north jealous. Yeah, they got their pines, their white pines and stuff, but they have trouble with bougainvillea up north because it's a tropical, right? And here we are, so it's kind of like, all right, you're in our home turf now. So, yeah, I like boogies. I got a yard full of them, and there's so many different colors. If you want to see different colors, see Malcolm's. He's got one of orange, you got whites, you got unusual color boogies. Everyone's seen the reds and the purples before, but they're all pretty. And then